I pray to God to give me the energy we need to keep Jamaica and our people firm and strong. Stand up, labor rights. Stand up for justice. Stand up for truth. Labor rights are proud of their party.
In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. Jamaica, no bother fuss, no bother fight. We did a feel your labor right. No shaky boat because a woman will. We did a feel your labor right. The river come down green, it's so pretty and bright. We did a feel your labor right. The way me love shower in a green, me baptized. We did a feel your labor right. Right now me nah worry about visa, cause we have the greatest leader. Me nah run way, go a foreign like triple X and got beef crab leg out a freezer. Both ya fit on green like Tracina. I will say no wage freeze for the teachers. We have the prettiest women like Anne-Marie Vaz and sexy Venetia. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. Oh no, see center, my servant center. You know, St. James parameter. Our doctors did have to use garbage bag. Yo, does you go on like you no member? No blessings that flow like river. Every bad prayer return to sender. Dr. Cole and Blair teach drop out from when PNP never buy them no denture. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory.
Good evening, Liberates, and good evening to all other comebacks watching this channel. Welcome to another episode of Political Hard Talk. I am your host, none other than the greatest Laborite alive. Good evening, my people. Good evening. Now, before I get to this wild animal that they call old Bucky Massa, let us roll out the evening shoutouts, my people. So good evening in occasion. Good evening to my beautiful wife. Good evening, baby. A. Hutchins, big up yourself. Mr. Maserati, big up. Michelle Thousand, big up yourself. Carol Fisher, big up. Good evening to my beautiful mother-in-law as well. Good evening, mommy. Mark Nemad, big up yourself in New York. Big up yourself, my boss. Beverly Clark, big up. Delroy, big up yourself. Jacqueline Chambers, big up yourself. Marcia Patch, big up. Lisa Morris, big up yourself. Andrea, big up yourself. Melody, big up yourself. Monica Tennant, big up. Verona Brown, big up yourself. Jacqueline Thomas, big up yourself. Everton Porter, big up. Ellen Mackenzie, big up yourself. Caroline, big up. Mama Winsome, good evening. Jamaica, no problem, man, big up yourself. Caitlin, big up yourself. I believe I said Marcia Grant already. But if not, big up yourself, Marcia Grant again. Rose McCullough, big up yourself, Mama Rose McCullough. Meltina, big up yourself. Dennis, big up yourself, my boss. Winfred, big up yourself. Monica Camber, big up. Annette Gardner, big up yourself. Lisa Hall. Ron Harry, big up yourself. Kevin, big up yourself. Steve. Elaine McClarity. Howard, big up yourself. See? Now there's 100 of us, guys. We ask for 100 thumbs up. 112 now. We ask for 100 thumbs up per live. So see if you can get me to at least 50 thumbs up for the time being. Janet Ashley, big up yourself. Aldean, big up. Danny, big up yourself. Now, without further ado, my people, let me just tell you what happened. So, I am going to go through some constitutional texts this evening. But before we go through the constitutional text, I have a few clips that I want to go through. See? So the first one is of the Prime Minister regarding, the unfortunate shooting that we had last night in Jamaica, where 8 persons were shot and 5 are now deceased. The other 3 is battling for their lives in Jamaica. Jamaican people, we have to stop this. We have to find other peaceful ways and peaceful means to resolve our differences. See? Nobody wins. Those criminals that done that shooting last night, the police is going to hunt them down and they're going to kill them. It's plain and simple as that. See? Who is going to win? Was it worth it? So let's go to the Prime Minister and people.
I'm here to personally express to the family members my own personal and sincere and deep condolences on this very tragic incident which has taken the lives of 4 innocent Jamaicans and has threatened the lives of members of the community. And I'm hoping for the speedy recovery of those who were injured in this gruesome, unwarranted attack. I'm also here to assure the families and loved ones of the victims that the Jamaican state and government will support them through this very difficult time, whether it is with support in counseling or in supporting any other needs that may arise. As I have met with some of the family members, I'm seeing where there are needs, and some have even expressed particular support that they would require. So the entire government will be mobilized to give support to the victims and the loved ones of the victims. The conversation in the public domain as well about our crime fighting strategy sometimes forgets the victims. And so my presence here as well is to highlight that we must also focus on the victims. The 3 children who are left behind in the murder of an innocent mother. The father who was just crying a while ago, his son didn't get to give him a grandson. The grandmother who was crying in her room, who was saying her grandson was the one who took care of her. Mm-hmm. The society must place great importance on the victims of crime, in as much as sometimes we pay to the perpetrators of crime. The victims of crime deserve justice for Jamaicans to do. And the society, in how we speak, the narratives that we create around our situation, I think it is only fair that in the balance, the favor is towards the victims. So my presence here today is to also highlight the victims. I use this tragic incident to appeal to the hearts of all Jamaica. Let us work for peace. And to those criminals who are not hearing my voice or have chosen to ignore what I have said, we will get you.
No, wife style say she lost a friend in this shooting. So my condolences to wife style politics. I was told of a child, an 11-year-old child, that was running away and got shot in the back. Now, when me a little boy and we hear about gunman and we hear about bad man, bad man used to wait for you in your yard and kill her, then catch you out the road and kill her. Bad man never used to just turn up and shoot up a whole place. Then come for who? Then come for. See? Them are nowadays youth, I will say them a bad man that hurt innocent children. One mother dead gone left her 2 young picking them. Another old lady say, our grandson we used to look after her. Him gone. So I don't know my people. I don't know. I have said this on multiple occasions. and the rhetoric of the opposition, it is not right. When it comes on to crime fighting, I can tell you about England. When it comes on to crime fighting, both major parties, no matter how their differences, they set it aside and then come together when it comes on to crime fighting. We need a proper functioning opposition that means well towards the Jamaican people. See? And that is not Mark Golding, and that is not the PNP in its current form. Anyway, let's get into the meat of the matter, people.
G2K says it's of the view that Golding's latest stand is another indicator of his willingness to act as an impediment to Jamaica removing the United Kingdom's monarch as head of state. G2K says it recalls Golding's protracted hesitation in relinquishing his United Kingdom citizenship. The group says it's concerned Golding's conduct is reflective of an individual who, at heart, does not wish for Jamaica to remove the British king as head of state and create a republic. According to G2K, it should also be noted that regarding the issue of constitutional reform and making Jamaica a republic, initially Golding had committed to proceeding on areas where there is agreement between both major political parties. In its statement, G2K
So, yes, officially Mark Golding had agreed to move forward with the stages that were already completed. And he initially said to us that he had one specific thing that was being a spot of bother, right? So, and that was the CCJ and the Privy Council. See? Now Mark Golding have retracted and saying that he's not agreeing to any other thing in the Constitution or reform unless Andrew Holness come and speak to him directly. Who the hell is Mark Golding? Who is he? Is Mark Golding the Prime Minister of Jamaica? Is Mark Golding the King of Jamaica? Is Mark Golding the Governor General of Jamaica? Or is Mark Golding the opposition leader? Which one is he? Where does Mark Golding form in the line of power? Who is he to demand that our Prime Minister that we voted for and gave a mandate to come and sit down with him? Who is he? Is the Prime Minister that is supposed to be inviting him to come and sit down? The Prime Minister of Jamaica is also Mark Golding's Prime Minister.
reminded that Mr. Golding had also urged eagerness in deposing the UK-based monarchy as head of state. But the group says, unfortunately, Golding backtracked when it appeared the government's move to have Jamaica become a republic would imminently succeed. G2K is also criticizing Golding for what it says is his consistent disrespect of both Prime Minister Holness and the office of the Prime Minister. The group said the most recent example was when Golding refused to observe protocol and stand for the arrival of the Prime Minister at the recent swearing-in ceremony at King's House. G2K says Golding also committed a similar protocol breach during a recent diaspora conference and also refused to directly acknowledge the then Prime Minister-elect during his concession speech on general election night. According to G2K, the PNP president also raised eyebrows at a corporate event which was held in the weeks leading up to the general election when he and his team removed themselves from the event immediately after Dr. Holness arrived. G2
You know, see them a disrespect when I talk about that Mark Golding wanted to lead the Jamaican people. Mark Golding wanted to lead us, and look at his behavior towards the office of Prime Minister. Who is Mark Golding? Where is he from? Me can rant and carry on and cuss, cause that no one do, I want to cuss some bumbo and then sitting there, but guess what? I am going to refrain from doing so. Just to tone down the rhetoric. Because this is going to get so polarizing now because everybody is going to take side. I am actually going to use my medium tonight to call on my Prime Minister to discontinue the constitutional reform. Leave it until Mark Golding is not the opposition leader. See? discontinue anything to do with the constitutional reform. I have been doing a bit of research. I am going to go through the research with you guys, and I have uncovered a few things, but you know, I have hit a roadblock, same like the government. See, the constitution, which I will read it, my people, but we'll continue to listen to the audio. And after me reading the information, we'll go to a clip from Cliff Hughes. See?
2K says while making a hasty exit from the event just prior to commencement of formal proceedings, one of Golding's handlers commented, "Time come." G2K says it's ironic that despite his track record of disrespecting Dr. Holness, Golding is now seeking to meet directly with the Prime Minister as opposed to meeting with the Constitutional Affairs Minister, whose portfolio Golding recently appointed himself to shadow. Generation 2000 is calling on Golding to desist from what the group described as his entitled, immature, and disrespectful approach towards Prime Minister Holness and the office of the Prime Minister. The group says Golding should realign his stance towards one which is favorable to making Jamaica a republic as soon as possible. Robean Williams for Nationwide.
So, you know, and credit to Robean Williams for that looker excerpt, you know. Give credit where credit is due. And credit to Nationwide as well. Because me here said them are going wicked over Nationwide, you know. See? So just a bit of context as to what I'll be going into, my people. So, the Constitution of Jamaica was drafted in London, England. And now I know that that is why, you know, the stuff that was placed in the Constitution, they made it that way so Jamaica could not gain independence. See? So as long as they have one side of the government working to undermine, which is happening now, Jamaica cannot gain true independence. So our constitution was drafted in London, England. See, during Jamaica's transition from British colony to independent nation, and it came into force, everybody know, on August 6, 1962, which is our Independence Day. It was written primarily by British legal drafters, yes, working closely with Jamaican political leaders at the London Independence Conference of 1962. See? So, them basically do we again. You know, but obviously we were so closely aligned to them. You know, we didn't see it coming. But the Constitution in its current form, people, it is hard to make the changes because they have, you know, done it that way where if as long as one side don't agree to it, it will never happen, my people. See? So let me just get in a sound text if I may have that. So, alright, cool. So there are lawful constitutional routes that can let a government achieve constitutional reform without obtaining a single legislative 2/3 vote. See? But which of is available depends entirely on the country's constitutional text. And then I found out that our constitutional text, which I will get into, it is a legal piece of document that draft, and the way how they draft it, my people, it is hard for us to get out of the blocks unless the opposition agrees with it, my people. Saying so, me are going to say many constitution provide more than one route to constitutional change. Primarily a super majority. And when we had the super majority, we should have tried and push through. You know, but it is what it is now, my people. See? So that is example A. Example B is parliamentary supermajority. Sorry. And example C is a referendum of the people. Sorry. See? There's a B as well. A convention called by subnational legislators. If the two-thirds legislation route fails, government sometimes submit a proposal to a national referendum or to a constitution or a constituent assembly, either elected or appointed, which may operate under different rules. This is one of the most common legislative alternatives. So there is a way around it, my people. See, it is very hard, but you have to go through the two-way them first before you get there. So, which is two-thirds majority, and referendum. See, we know how that go already. Can the Jamaican Constitution be reformed? That was a question asked, my people. And yes, the Jamaican Constitution can be reformed, but only by following strict constitutional procedures set out in Charter X, Section 49 to 50 of the Constitution of Jamaica. Right? So, many Jamaicans would not even know anything about the Constitution. The majority we had could not push it through the John in our Constitution because the same majority would have to be in the Senate. Well, that is where me go get to. You know, we could have, when Mark Golding was agreeing to it, see, we could have checked him, you know, and say, yes, we are going to agree to the CCJ. And then last minute we say, we not agree to it after we done vote it through, because it have to go through the house again to get ratified. See? So we could have do that. But, because that we would have do it. We have to play dirty like them, you know. How I'm doing our politics, you know. We don't try, I know. Oh. Okay, so here's a breakdown of how constitutional reform works in Jamaica. What can and can't be changed easily, and what steps the government must take. So, legal basis for reform. The procedure is governed by Section 49, alteration of this constitution, and Section 50, alteration of this charter. And the charter is called the Exchange clauses, my people. See? These sections establish two levels of entrenchment: ordinary and deeply entrenched provisions, which determine how hard it is to make an amendment. Right? Two types of constitutional amendments. A, ordinary entrenched provisions. These are the two majority of the Constitution provisions. They can be amended by 2/3 vote in both houses of Parliament. We know we don't have that. See? Procedure. A bill to amend the Constitution is introduced in either house, which I believe they have done that. It must be supported on its final reading by not less than 2/3 of all members of each house, houses of representative and Senate. 3. After that, it can be signed into law by the Governor General. That's it. No referendum is needed for these. So if we go through the route there, we don't need a referendum. See? Deeply entrenched provisions. These include Jamaica's most fundamental features, such as the constitutional monarchy, the King, Governor General, and the Privy Council. See? So, this is the deeply entrenched provisions, my people. The fundamental rights and freedom, Charter 3 of the Constitution. See? The judicial structure, including the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council, procedures for amending the Constitution itself. So let me read that over again. The constitutional monarchy, the King, the Governor General, the Privy Council, the fundamental rights and freedoms, which is Charter 3, the judicial structure, including the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council, procedures for amending the Constitution itself. And here are the procedures. the amendment bill must first receive a 2/3 majority in both houses, and second, then it must be approved by a majority of vote in a national referendum. So anyhow we take it, we have to try and get a 2/3 majority, which we don't have, my people. So there is where the problem is. And I said to the Jamaican people many times, do not vote for Mark Golding, because if we not give more seat, we get pegged. See? Now Mark Golding is holding up the independence of the government, of the Jamaican people, sorry. Not the government, but the Jamaican people. Mark Golding is standing in the way of Jamaica gaining independence. Mark Golding. Only after both steps can the Governor General give assent. So, nothing can be done, my people. See? So, for example, to remove the British monarchy as Jamaica head of state, both parliament's 2/3 approval and a yes vote in a national referendum is required. And that's how the British then draft it, my people. And them draft it so. And Bustamante and Norman man they sit down there and kin their teeth, kiki. And that man then do it. England. See? So, to remove the British monarch as Jamaica head of state, both parliament 2/3 approval and a yes referendum are required, my people. See? So, as long as Mark Golding is standing in the way, we get pegged, basically. And that it has say. See? So, let's get to the Cliff Hughes clip. I just did one point out that the little part there. Phone. So, let us listen to Cliff Hughes.
The issue of constitutional reform continues to be contentious. On Friday, we got word from the opposition leader, Mark Golding, through a letter he sent to the Prime Minister, essentially urging the Prime Minister
Big up in a Victor.
to sit with him to make another go at this unfinished.
Right, Roach, this can never happen when PNP in a power, because as long as PNP no help with this, we not help them with it either. And they have to go through our 2/3 majority, and they have to have a referendum. So unless they get 2/3 majority in a house and in a senate, they can't do it either. See? So then peg, if they not do it we not do it with them. And they say that right now.
Prolonged business of constitutional reform. And this was in response to a letter he had received from the Prime Minister urging them to get going on this matter. That letter from the Prime Minister was not made public, but it was based on the Prime Minister's public urging of Mark Golding at his swearing-in ceremony some weeks ago. In that moment, Prime Minister Holness urged Mark Golding to let the two of them join together to work this out, to make another go at it. And Mark Golding took umbrage to the fact that the Prime Minister, in reaching out to him, Mr. Golding,
I am Venetia, big up,
said that he should begin talks with the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Deloitte Chuck. Essentially, Mr. Golding said no. He thought the better route to go was for the two to sit down and hammer out their positions before going to the minister. And I see that has sparked a political row with some people accusing Mr. Golding of trying to continue what they feel is a slight of the Prime Minister. And of course, others take a different view. You know, this matter of constitutional reform, if it were not for the very tribal nature of the politics, we could have made a lot more progress on it. Because frankly, it needs some maturity.
Marston, big up.
Some maturity.
Big up. PB, big up.
Based on what has to be done and what is needed to be done in terms of parliamentary support, no one political party can get this thing done or moved forward. It's a point that a number of the elders, including former Prime Ministers Golding and Patterson, have said. And it's a reality. The structure is such that whether you have a 2/3 majority in the lower house, as the JLP had up until September 3, you're still going to need the support of the opposition because you don't have that 2/3 majority in the Senate.
The government just need to try to put it to a vote. You know, Mark Golding can't whip. I mean, I know if he have a powerful whip in MP them, so they don't vote with the government. Saying, but the government just need to try to put it to a vote in the house. You know, we not know 2/3 majority in the Senate. You know, we can't obtain that, but something can be done. There must be a way around it, my people. They need to go back and look at the text and look at the legal text and see what they can, you know, sometimes how the text set you can get around it, my people. I tell them, I see it in America, I see it in England all the while. Just based on how the text is interpreted, there's a way around certain things. So they must need to try something. Just try something.
And what this requires is for, and I'm going to be bold to say, four of our leaders. 4 men. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, Opposition Leader Mark Golding, former Prime Ministers P.J. Patterson and Bruce Golding.
This is where Cliff now account for the fact say Mark Golding do not respect anybody. We can't go straight to referendum right. I was thinking we could have draft something and go around it and call a referendum, but when I actually go look at the constitution today, I realize that the only way through it is with a 2/3 majority and then a referendum. See? You can't get around it otherwise. So the opposition party must. I don't see why it is important we need a third party in our parliament. We need a third party. This 2-party system, it a hinder we. While it is good, it a hinder we. We need a third party where can threaten power by each side. See? Because imagine we had some more seats and we had another party. You know, maybe that party could have voted with us to give us the majority. See? So we need to look into that, Jamaica.
What do I mean by that? Clearly, the relationship between Golding and Holness is so...
And the condition where Jamaica did it in 1983, we could go off and no independence. You know, Edward Seaga had too much things to do. Independence was the last thing for mine. You know, Jamaica is moving to a stage now where everything is stabilizing and everything is alright, so we can go off for independence now. You know, Edward Seaga couldn't do it, even though he had a super majority, a stinking majority. He won every seat in 83. You know, so that would have been the perfect time, but you know,
characterized by a lack of trust, a lack of confidence, bitterness, especially coming out of the elections a couple of weeks ago, where Holness and his people are clearly hurt and have good reasons to be hurt by the kind of vicious personal attacks that Golding led.
Let me tell you something before we go back to Cliff Hughes. And for anybody who don't know this, we don't really follow politics religiously. The reason why the CCJ was conceptualized by the PNP, because it is their idea. The reason why that happened, my people, is because whenever the PNP went to the CCJ, they could not, whenever they went to the Privy Council, they could not influence the Privy Council to do what they want, because the Privy Council is not biased to any side. See, the Privy Council is not in Jamaica, so it not have to take side with any of the two parties. So because they could not influence the Privy Council to do what they want, so whenever, say, Siaga took them to court with anything, they would have lost, because the Privy Council only look at the facts and what the facts state, and they make their decision based on what the facts says. They only look at the evidence. So because they could not influence the Privy Council, this is the reason for the CCJ, because they can't influence the CCJ. See, the PNP is a criminal operation, you know. You hear me tell you? That was the reason for the CCJ, so they could have a court that they can have influence over. See, they pump millions of dollars in setting up the CCJ, but thank God we have this government now, and we are refusing to join the CCJ. See, we continue to listen to Cliff.
Against Holness. And you saw in the debate where Holness shot back at Golding, calling him a liar. So there's that acrimony between the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition. So it's clearly very difficult for both men to trust each other. Yes? There's no trust there, or very little trust there. And left up to the two of them, I don't think we're going to make much progress. And that's where Golding and Patterson come in. But Golding and Patterson can't take it upon themselves to invite themselves to play a conciliatory role, a role that could bring the two protagonists, Holness and Golding, to the table. And that's what is needed. That is what is needed. I don't know, probably there are two other persons or some other person who enjoys the trust and confidence and standing of the Prime Minister and the opposition leader who could do it. But clearly, they're not going to be able to do it by themselves. You get the impression that they virtually dislike each other to the point where they don't want to be in the same room.
Then if Mark Golding a call him and Anjo and them boy there and them thing there, how him gonna respect Mark Golding? Mark Golding go like somebody dead and put on Jamaica to him. Mark Golding won Jamaica. I be a fool in Cliff Hughes attack this morning.
Yeah. And it is a problem because, you know, Westminster that we have inherited from the Brits, one of its necessary hallmarks to do well, to perform well, is what they call a matter of honor and trust in the UK, where all matters of state are conducted as a matter of honor by honorable men and women. We have long lost that to a great extent. And that is why this morning I'm asking that certainly the Prime Minister, the opposition leader, should probably reach out to the two former Prime Ministers Golding and Patterson to play a conciliatory role.
Mark Golding no respect nobody. Mark Golding not gonna listen to PJ Patterson. Mark Golding not gonna listen to PJ none at all. I can't tell you no friend now.
To bring them together. At least get them talking with each other. And then move it to what are the issues that separate them? What are their objectives, key objectives? You know, when I was growing up in the 70s and the 80s, during the...
Look upon the irony of this. Mark Golding, who is a British national, refused to give him his nationality, but then a whole up with independence, cause him now a film court with film people then there for rule over we. But him have a pray for give the same nationality of people them we are watch over a court. I trust the Privy Council over the CCJ. Reason being, the Privy Council is neither JLP nor PNP, and all of our laws that we have in Jamaica, we got them from Britain. So them can interpret them already. See? They know them already. And I like say we have to go. Meanwhile, we move to independence, we can set up our own court eventually. We can call it even the Privy Council of Jamaica too. See? But as for right now, I don't trust the CCJ. It's plain and simple as that to be our final appellate court. We have a Supreme Court, we have a court in Jamaica that works, but should that not work, the other alternative is to go to the final appellate court, which is the Privy Council. Every time Mark Golding takes the government to court over something stupid, the government take them to CCJ, and CCJ reverse the dumb shit that the next court do. And that is the reason why Mark Golding don't want the Privy Council. So every time them carry the government go to court about some dumb something, the government carry them go to Privy Council and they lose. And that them I run from. That's why Mark Golding don't want the Privy Council. The Privy Council is balanced, it is fair, I can tell you no. See? Yes, you need money to go there, but they only look at the facts. And when they look at the facts and go through the facts and the facts say you're innocent, then you are free. If the facts say you're guilty, then you stay at prison. It's plain and simple as that. And not just criminal court alone. Civil matters as well. Go to Privy Council. See? Caroline said, Dujon, I understand what Cliff is saying. The PM should moan and don't let Mark Golding rhetoric spoil what he set out to do. In my humblest opinion, Caroline, I believe that we should put this thing on pause. Just put this thing up on pause. And Mark Golding will have to go eventually. And when he's gone, we talk to a regular Jamaican, somebody we born in Jamaica, we understand we and know we plight. We are at a position now where we can go it alone, we are fix up with things. We don't need no king as head of state. But Mark Golding problem is JLP already do so much in our country, so much good. And if they gain independence, proper independence to the people of Jamaica, it is JLP that will get the credit for that. And Mark Golding can't afford that because he might try to seek power. That is all it is, That is all it is, my people. Mark Golding don't want Andrew Holness and the Labour Right to get independence, true independence for Jamaica, because that would mean that he will lose at the next election, because it is the Jamaica Labour Party that the Jamaican people will credit again with independence. And at that him I run from. Not to mention the fact that if we go to a republic, him being a British national won't be able to be Prime Minister. So, him run from that too. Big up in a Vitaly. Continue to listen to Cliffview. Sorry,
intensely political and ideological period of the 70s and the early 80s. I gather that then it was Michael Manley versus Edward Seaga. And you know how that went. The rivalry couldn't be more intense. But that period of Manley and Seaga had a man like Hugh Shearer. Hugh Shearer was a Labourite, of course, former Prime Minister, the Labour Party, trade union leader. But he was a very, very close friend of Michael Manley, who enjoyed the confidence of Mr. Manley. And he played this kind of role that I'm now suggesting for Patterson and Golding. Yeah, when Seaga and Michael couldn't even bear to exchange words, Shearer would be the go-between. And Shearer would play that role. Who do we have now? I say somebody else that I don't know. But I think Patterson could command that in the leadership of the PNP, and Golding similarly for the JLP. That's what we need now, to get them talking. What do you think? Outside of that,
What I think, my people, is, sorry, for the next 5 years, the Prime Minister must not utter another word to Mark Golding. See? Not even another word the Prime Minister not utter to Mark Golding for rest. As anything Mark Golding asks the Prime Minister in the House of Parliament, no answer. Not even a word the Prime Minister for utter to him for the next 5 years. And when the election call, any kind of debate that I go and refrain from JLP now going to no debate with no PNP. See? Just left them. And you see all I PNP them where support Mark Golding in that bullshit. What am I do? You know, I go pay dearly for it. Remember, somebody tell you. See? You know, give me a second, my people. Live I go pause. Give me a second. Me not gone. Me just live I go pause because I go do something on the phone. Yeah, my people, I am back. What Cliff is talking about, Mr. Holmes, is people to do his work as a Prime Minister. You don't need an second Prime Minister to do it. But yeah, say Meltina. Type that over, Meltina. Yeah, and for the next 5 years, the Prime Minister must say another word to him. Not even a word. And any question that imposed to the Prime Minister in our house, no answer. Don't deal with him. Who is Mark Golding? By the way, guys, the phone lines are open. See? I just send my WhatsApp one update. It has some WhatsApp one update, so let me update in the meantime. May I update WhatsApp, but moderator put the number in the chat and persons can call in. We'll continue to listen to Cliff Hughes.
I see G2K, the president of the Cornwall Bar Association. Nothing else is going to make sense. Yeah? I see a story in the Gleaner this morning, St. Jess, of no moment. Yeah? The two leaders have to sit down, and we need to get them in a room and to start build the trust and confidence.
We don't want to sit down with Mark Golding. Honest to God, we don't want to sit
25 minutes after 10. I see where the Minister of Labour and Social Security, Pernell Charles, is warning Jamaicans. Job recruitment scams. And we should be very careful, yeah, about these scams that are now proliferating, offering all kinds of jobs and whatever. Be careful about them, he says.
Yes, there has certainly been an increase in the number of job recruitment scams that we've seen this year compared to last year. This is reflected in the rise of illegal agencies that have emerged, mainly recruiting online, where they can hide behind various videos and photos that they put up. They can offer non-existent job opportunities that seem very attractive, though they are simply empty lies. So a comparison of 2024 and 2025 calendar years show that 27 illegal entities offered job opportunities between January to December of 2024, while we saw an uptick to 43 illegal agencies in 2025 being identified between January to September of this year.
The Prime Minister must not meet with Mark Golding. I disagree with Cliff Hughes, my people. Vehemently disagree with Cliff Hughes. People are going to say it is tribalism and I am tribal. Mark Golding a go on too much now, my people. He might carry on too much. And he might go like saying have some kind of sway in a Jamaica. The people rejected him. He's a reject. I second time Andrew beat him. Andrew whip him in a local government election. And Andrew ras him again in a general. And should he come again in 5 years, he will get here again. See? So we must not, my people. The WhatsApp is up and running. I believe Chavi wanted to call in, my people. So moderator, the number in the chat, Chavi, if you're watching, just grab the number from this, and the lines are now open. And PNP, feel free to call to, you can call, because we disagree. You can call to see me. See it? You can call to and tell me why you disagree with me, or why you disagree with Andrew Holness. See? So you can call to, feel free. I feel all our program. See? T, the phone line open, you know. Big up yourself in a Marlon. See number the Marlon. Save it how you see it. And just call me on WhatsApp. If you call me straight, then I'll get me. Just save it how you see it like that. And call me on WhatsApp. You have to call me on WhatsApp. I am disappointed in the behavior of Mark Golding. Not that I expected any better from him, because I've been telling you guys that this is how he's going to behave in the next 5 years. Mark Golding is upset that he lost because he's a sore loser. And look at him sit down there, so. Big and sour like a one sow. Old Bucky Swamps. Loser. There. See? Big up yourself, man. And because he get beaten and he can't take it. He burn him. Eh? She get beat that he can't take it. He burn him. That's why my babe say my whole up thing now. Because he don't want labor right to say I them give Jamaica independence. PNP now get now 2/3 majority. Counting on no leader that is charismatic we can't take over from Andrew. And the Jamaican people they know it. See? You better we stick to evil we know. We are stick to Andrew. See? Because Mark Golding now have nothing for offer to we as opposition leader. Nothing at all. Anybody that said they had confidence in Mark Golding is a bold-faced liar. Why? I don't know what to tell my people, because it is I don't know, we there one place in our history, in our country where we're not supposed to go through them and things. See? If we reach our stage in Jamaica where we are start to develop now. And should you ask the Jamaican people, whether PNP or JLP, they are going to tell you that they'd rather to be free of the King of England. Many of them probably don't understand, the semantics behind it. Some of them don't understand the optics behind it. See? They do not understand, what role the King even play in Jamaica. But they will tell you they rather to be free. What are we benefiting? I get a call, my people. Good evening, you're live.
Hello, John.
Man, as my boss.
Yes, my friend.
Well, I'm there, I know.
Man, listen to your program. Listen, my man. the Prime Minister do the right thing, man. No meeting with Mark Golding. Who Mark Golding is?
Exactly.
Where's from here, sir?
Exactly.
I want a meeting with you.
Exactly.
Reason being, there is protocol. You must follow protocol. Understand?
Yes.
The Justice is in charge of what you call constitutional reform. Direct all of your program, not program, all of your concern to the minister. Why you want to meet with the Prime Minister? Prime Minister not going to meet with you behind any closed door.
But remember, so my company, you know. My company can't tell you, sir. I came and here the day after the in choosing in shadow cabinet, and I said the very fact that Colin put himself as minister with responsibility for constitutional affairs. I knew he wanted to put a roadblock in it even further. And now he retract him all of the progress that was made. Now him saying disagree with all of the progress. I did just one thing him saying disagree with now, you know, before, you know. But now him say him disagree with everything. This is the flip-flopping that Mark Golding has been carrying on with for the last 5 years.
Listen, let me tell you something. Hold on, DUJON. Hold on.
Yeah, man.
I'll say, let me call you back. Let me call you back within 5 minutes, yeah? Yeah, 5 minutes. Give us 5 minutes. We'll call you back. 5 minutes. All right. Yeah, DUJON. Sorry about it.
Yeah, my boss.
Yeah, my man. Let me tell you something. The PNP is not learning nothing.
Exactly.
And the reality is that as long as Mark Golding is there, Jamaica Labour, well, in fact, as long as this current risers is in power, in opposition, the Jamaica Labour Party will continue to be government. Because they don't realize that in order for them to be attractive to the Jamaican people, you have to change your whole attitude, your whole concept, your whole idea, and how you go about being a responsible opposition. Now, let's get to a little matter of it now. The PNP claim that they have 28 seats. That's good. Nothing wrong with that. Their objective was to win the election. They did not.
Yep.
Going forward into the fourth term, it is going to be a very difficult task for them. Knowingly, Mark Golding will be 65 years old. Jamaica does not elected old leader, brother.
And him already aged for the last for the ass what we give him age about 50 million a year already.
Right? Jamaican people does not elect elderly leaders for Prime Minister. They don't. That will never happen. Right? And in order for him to step aside and give the PNP a free hand so that the PNP can choose a leader that will not only wanted to win the fourth term, but to put back the party into a ready position so that the party can reorganize and ready to take on a powerful Jamaica Labour Party.
Remember say 19 years we're in oblivion, you know, so in the 19 years that we have to and we build back stronger. You know, I see same thing happen to them.
So when Mark Golding is there, he's only there stifling the PNP, and the PNP is now fooling themselves in every way that they are going with Mark Golding. You have been a leader for the party for almost 10 years or 5 years or whatever. I don't remember.
5 years.
But you have lost 2 elections.
Mm-hmm. 5 years and lost 2 elections and then still a hold on for him. Then as you say, man, I want a big loser. Eh? But a signal drop. Guys, wanna tell me about the audio, guys. How we sound and how we look. When I get no breakage, tell me what I go on.
evening.
Good evening, Mama Caroline.
Well, gone.
Why am I there? You tell me now.
What me say to you say, me kind of understand what Cliff said this morning from a standpoint because he might try to explain, say, because under a one country to run, right? And at the end of the day, when he get the Jamaica for turn republic, I still get it in spite of what Mark Golding I try to do. So by the next 5 years, when we go back to the poll, in can say to the people, them say, all right, we see, we get it done. But on the other hand, we understand Mark Golding, we know what I do, we know what I try to do, we know what I can try to big up in chest because that the shadow ministry, that's why I take it, because they want to fight Andrew with the reform, like to making kind of, like bow to him, like, but
Mark Golding now go allow. I believe it's a PNP strategy. I believe it's. I don't believe Mark Golding is doing it by himself. I believe all of them is on board with it. I believe it is a strategy because they do not want the Jamaica Labour Party to be credited with. So them I hope so they will frustrate it and we just leave it alone. But that they have to go.
We know all of that, but then again. Where women listen to and then say in the Prime Minister inauguration speech, instead in willing to stretch out your hand to Mark Golding, say, move Jamaica forward and talk about it. So it look like him thing to himself now when the Prime Minister said that he might look on here one-on-one with the Prime Minister, but probably when the Prime Minister said that in a really mean one-on-one with him, Mark Golding,
Mark Golding knows say no one-on-one. Mark Golding knows say it happened between justice secretaries or justice ministers and the counterpart, the shadow. He knows say no the Prime Minister deal with it directly. You know this.
Right. And one I mean thing, why not do so because they know we don't have the 2/3 majority. That's why I'm But at the end of the day, the PM and the Prime Minister, he can't go here where my say, but me go alone from like the PM, not the two of us.
The Prime Minister
or whatever. And, just to move the country forward, because everybody knows the Mark Golding and them not good. And then go and get a next meeting in
I disagree. The
but
Prime Minister
just to move the country ahead.
I disagree. Prime Minister not going to know when none at all. He must deal with the minister, which is Delroy Chuck, who is appointed for that. Mark Golding not get to decide who he talk to or who him.
Oh, Jesus. But if it happen this way, you're still in a judge, we are going to still stuck on here and nothing going to happen. You understand what I'm saying?
Nothing
but I know the Prime Minister no response.
Nothing got me if he meet with the Prime Minister, because what more tell the Prime Minister say, him want CCJ.
Exactly.
And the Prime Minister not going to agree with that.
Exactly. So, that minister make the PM go on, but, but the PM not answer it, so, and we know the PM are a fool, so make we hear what I say.
Yeah, man.
But make we hear what more, because the Prime Minister don't reply back to him as say.
Well, Caroline, may I get a whole host of call, so we get fair point of call.
Yeah, man, so, cool. All right.
Yourself. Yeah. Much love. All right. May I call back everybody 1-1, so no, just give me a second. Yo.
DUJON.
Man,
What? Listen, listen.
Bro, I'm there. So like you're there road, man.
Yeah, man. Road, but me I listen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear me though?
Yeah, man, we are here.
Alright, so me I listen to the conversation and I have a different opinion or a different position other than that you have.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I believe Andrew should meet with Mark Golding.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Andrew Golding and the Justice Ministry. Meet with Mark Golding. You know why? Give Mark Golding another opportunity to expose himself to the people. Because remember, Mark Golding stand up in a parliament and call for this. And let's do it. Let's move with alacrity and do it. And he referenced Barbados who have done it. He referenced Trinidad. And then Mark Golding himself stopped the process.
So,
right?
So
like you stated, he had one issue and then he moved on to say everything wrong. Give him another opportunity.
to hang himself.
So what is your stance, Chavi, and the CCJ and the Privy Council? Why your stance?
We should stay with the Privy Council for now.
But
that was the initial agreement.
But Mark Golding not agreed to that, you know.
Hold on, man. That is why we are going to a negotiation, because we have our position. They have theirs, right? So we get to the negotiation table to hear your alternative while we are going to present ours on the table. I believe not going to the table is counterproductive. Go to the table then. Sit down. We know you already stated even in your letter, you state repeatedly what it is that you want. Nevertheless, you still actually a meeting. Okay, let's sit down and have a meeting so you can repeat what you said. And we can repeat and reaffirm, stand up for what we say, 10 toes down, again for you to hear. But don't give them the opportunity to say, hey, we say come to the table and they did not come. Because everything they do is to get a reaction for what? For them to use in the political arena. So my position is to have the meeting with him, facilitate a meeting with him.
I believe that this is going to cause Mark Golding political harm more than Andrew Holness. I believe that this.
That's what I'm saying to you. Because here this now, Dujon, majority of Jamaica, Labour Right, RPNP, wants to go to Republic. Want Jamaica, Rasta Ballhead, Maroon, everybody wants to move King Charles as our head of state.
I don't think Maroon they want
in Jamaica and Jamaicans abroad.
I think you might be mistaken when you say Maroon them, because if we go a Republic in Maroon, them are going to lose the treaty with the British.
Remember, there are a couple different sets of Maroon, you know. We know we have the one them where, you know, and we have the other one them. We don't want to get into it because and try to ruffle no feather.
Exactly.
Right? But we know that the Maroon is not just Richard Curry and him gang.
Well.
Or his men. Right?
Yeah.
We know the Maroon people is more than just that.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is, let's go to the table. Because the truth is, proud Jamaican, patriotic Jamaican, wants to remove the king as our head of state. And if Mark Golding, who is a British citizen, continues to stop the process, as a matter of fact, he halted the process before announcing to Jamaica that he is a British subject. When we go through the chronology of events, you know, he is not operating in good faith with any moral or ethical principles. Unprincipled position he keeps taking, and he has done it before. Wherein he say one thing and then he take it back. Give him another opportunity. It's a negotiation. It does not mean that Martin will not get what he say he wants. He might think that.
But what may I say, Chavi? Is it not futile because we'll go to the table and we know what them are going to say and we know we feel position. So going to the table, you're not going to achieve nothing either way. I believe we should put a pause on this.
It may seem so, Dujon. It may seem so. It may seem that we now achieve it because what you want to really sit down is going forward and removing, right? So you say, oh, if that not happen, nothing happen. No. If that don't happen, political being spent by somebody who's already in a deficit, when you go to the table and deny the Jamaican people, remember, you know, they took I think it's a poll in Jamaica, and the large majority of Jamaica wants this move.
Yep.
The large majority of Jamaica wants this move as Jamaican people. And that is why they try to corrupt the process, try to turn the people against certain things. That is why the PNP are doing these things and I tell the people removing, he wants to be president. Oh, it's because Andrew wants to be president. And when we do this, nobody can talk to him, he can do anything we want. Which country in the world has it happened? Where? In what Jamaica?
Remember say PNP then also. They don't like when we say this.
I can agree with you on that, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying to you, bro. Let's go to the table. Mark Golding think he did himself a favor when he called to be called for the table to be. And a lot of people, because of how we do it and find it disrespectful, we are failing to see the advantage of actually going to the table. Because watch this. he made a speech stating that, oh, most people can't afford to go to England to go to Privy Council. For those who can afford, like Vybz Kartel, who never received justice in a Jamaica, even though he went through all the processes.
Exactly.
What if the Privy Council never exists?
Exactly.
He would be in jail today.
Exactly.
There's a benefit in going to the table, and that is what me I say. You know, look into it. We can talk about it some more, because maybe somebody is a chat man and give them 2 cents. You understand me? But when you look into it some more, my brother, we can talk about it some more. There's a benefit in going to the table.
Well, I know you are a scholar like Isaac Newton, you know, so I am going to agree with you on this occasion, you know. Well, let me take the next call, Travi. See?
Yeah, man. Yes,
right,
man. Yes, man. Listen.
Caller, good evening, alive.
Yeah, Dujon.
Man's my boss.
I know, man, the touch about it cut off. Yeah, as I was saying that the previous caller a short while ago were saying that it's a benefit going to the table, but I don't agree with that. But he's entitled to his opinion, and everybody has their own views.
So somebody just asked in our chat, says, so Jamaica is not independent then. So the independence that our late forefathers got for us was political independence. It weren't independent in the sense where we removed the king as head of state. Since so we got political independence where we were left to rule over ourselves. That's it. But they remain. It is them that draft the constitution, you know. And I believe they draft it this way to cause us problem. You know?
Exactly. But the thing is, you know, Dujon, is that the PNP is playing cat and mouse game.
Exactly.
Because the PNP don't want the JLP to be the one to make that historic change, constitutional change.
Exactly.
So as a result of that, they are doing everything to undermine the present administration.
Exactly.
But all the government has to do is to just go to the people and let the people decide.
So in my research, right? In my research, I realized Kenya have a president, right? The African nation of Kenya has a president. That's a executive president. You know that Kenya is a part of the Commonwealth?
Yes.
So Jamaica can continue to be a part of the Commonwealth, just remove the king as head of state, and then we can keep the Privy Council as our final court. All we have to do is just move one branch to Jamaica. That's it.
Yes, so that's why I'm saying that I don't see why my government and my party should be relying on Mark Golding administration to dictate the pace. The referendum is there. Go to the people. Let the people decide if they want to remain with the Privy Council
how the
or
Constitution
they want to remove from the Privy Council.
How the Constitution is drafted, my boss. You can't go straight to the people. You have to go through the 2/3 majority. The white man then purposely do it.
But I am saying, for that specific purpose, for this specific purpose,
yeah,
you can go to the people for a referendum.
No, like me say,
right?
Like me say, the government can go to the people, but should Mark Golding them take it to court, it will be unconstitutional because of how the Constitution itself was drafted.
Right?
See? Unless the king just get up tomorrow and say...
42. Because I don't think the government can use a 2/3 majority now, because they only have 35 seats.
Then could you use it even when we had 49, because we need 2/3 in both houses. See? And we have 2/3 in both houses.
That's another thing that I look at need to goddamn change. I don't see why is it that Jamaica is still in this what you call this backward position.
It is there for a reason, you know.
Members of Parliament elected.
It is there for a reason, my boss. Let me just say this.
Right?
It is there for a reason, and it is there for a valid reason. But you know, we need to have some kind of escape clause in it as well. Yeah.
But that's what I am saying. If the members of Parliament is duly elected by the people, constitutionally elected, senators are not elected by the people. Senators is only appointed by the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition. But at the same time, if the senator say enough, it goes so, it can't go so. What can go so when the parliamentarian elected. Those should be the one that be able to pass the bill and have the final say, not the Senate. I think that should be changed.
Well,
because
that can't change.
In this case, you need one opposition senator to say yes.
That can only
and
change.
If he don't say yes,
that can only change when the constitution change because of how the constitution is drafted. And that's how we find ourselves.
That's what I am saying.
Yeah.
We need constitutional reform, brother. And that is what the PNP is doing. Don't want constitutional reform to suit the government or the Jamaican people. They want to be the front runner. And if they were in power, they would not be playing this game. But let's switch here for a moment. I was listening to a program earlier on yesterday evening by a YouTuber. Her name is Sun. You know, I don't know if you listen to her, right?
I'm come across a couple of things them. Yeah.
Several times I said, and I was speaking to Info about it, and I said, Andrew Holness has gained his popularity. Prime Minister Holness, and this is something directly I'm saying to him now. And I know that he doesn't think the way how we think, or even how I think. Now, 35 seats is in Parliament that the Jamaican Labour Party have. And I am appealing to the government. Take the best care of those 35 seats. If the Jamaica Labour Party wanted to form the next government, they better make sure all the resources that Andrew Holness have, make sure the first people that get those benefits is the 35 seats. I call them the 35 children. And I have also been a lobby for Central Kingston. Because if he doesn't do that, he will not see a fourth term. I am telling you, and that is my party and it's my government. If he doesn't take best care of those 35 children and forget about this goddamn foolishness about everybody, the PNP doesn't play that game. Only my Prime Minister playing this game that he is for everybody at once. It doesn't go like that in the PNP camp. The PNP look about their people first, because as Samba said, she makes sure the civic committee full of PNP people. So I'm saying to my goodly, decent, caring, dressed, good Prime Minister, divert all the resources that you have and give to your 35 children. Make sure so them get water, them get road, them get community center, them get work, them get everything. Especially those 3 main seats that was PNP and voted for you. Central Manchester, Central Kingston, and Northern Trelawney. Mr. Prime Minister, I am telling you, I'm using this forum to tell you, make sure you fix up Northern Trelawney and make sure you fix up down at Central Kingston, make it look like Little Miami. Because those people stick with you when all of the rest them run left you like Westmoreland. Remember Westmoreland people run left you. They didn't business. They listen to PJ and vote for PNP. So they didn't have your interest. And I am not saying that you must not give to them. But when you give those 35 children whatever left, then you can give them, because you don't have to get their vote to win election, because you win your third term and they didn't vote for you. They win 2016 and they didn't vote for you. So they don't vote for you come 2024, 2030. You're not gonna miss a night's sleep, Mr. Holness. But you make sure, listen to me. You see the 35 pick me them, don't make them garden bed hungry. You see Central Kingston, them people down there will vote for you, will go out and say them not change them and go with you, because those are the people who see the light. The rest never see it. They can't wait. You notice what they did? They give you 1 term, but they give PNP 18. And the 1 term, they couldn't wait to say, look, let me give him a next term and see what he can do. They jump ship along with Eastern and Western and over. So don't sorry for them and tell yourselves to look here. Oh, I'm going to divert our taxpayers' resources to them first and look after them. Hell no. They have to wait in the line. You look after people who look after you first. Because I can do, John, if it was not for Northern Trelawney, Central West Manchester, Central Kingston, we would not, especially those 3 PNP seats, we would not see back power again, because I can tell you, the PNP is going all out to take Central Kingston and Central Manchester and Northern Trelawney, because the PNP knows, when they lost Northern Trelawney, they get weak. So I am telling Mr. Holness, I know he's a good man, and I know you have a heart for everybody, and I am not sitting here and telling you don't do to everybody. But I am telling you, serve your pick me them first.
Well, me can't tell you, say,
them make you look good.
Me can't tell you, say, I'm going to get your message because they do watch me, so I'm going to get your message.
Yeah,
and I have...
So now listen to nobody. I come tell you about Westmoreland. Westmoreland people no want nothing name good. You sit down Eastern Portland there. I am appealing to Miss Anne-Marie Vaz, wherever she is, a very nice lady. I cried the day when that lady lost that seat. Because I don't know her, John, but I'm in the diaspora here, but I've watched her profile. I just love her. And I am saying, Miss Vaz, please go back to Eastern West Portland and stay with the people. It is 8.
Who's the boss again? So, I too have echoed those same sentiments, my people. I'm no one who can remember me saying that, we need to look out for those 32 seats. And I am in agreement with the caller. Chavi said, if we go to the table, so I'm going to agree with my brethren that we should go to the table. We already know the outcome. But just for short Mark Golden, as Chavi says, let's go to the table. So I am moving my position, my people. See? So I was saying initially, don't go because it's pointless. But let's go. And I know this. Mark Golden will not get any political capital from this. See? More than so. Because PNP and JLP want independence. They do. See? Except for you look at Bogo Yaga them. Well, I go follow behind Mark Golden no matter what he say. See? And I pleaded with the Jamaican people, I pleaded with them. And I said, don't vote for Mark Golden. Problem did they. Trouble did they. Don't do it. And what they do? Then go and vote for him and put 10 tail in him back now. See? 10 tail in him back now. You know, if you bother using hand catching, but you can use what I tell them now. Because 10 he have in there. See? I tell you my people, I beg you, I say please, don't vote for Bucky Swamps. Don't vote for El Buck Chopper. Don't vote for Bucky Swamps. Don't do it. What you do? You go and vote for him. So tapping that one on the face 3 phone, you know no sense. You know say so now that. You look how that cost for you now. Eh? You look how that cost for you now. Mark Golden a try to hold up the progress of Jamaica because through him never get to be Prime Minister. And then still not going to vote for him because the next election Mark Golden is 65-year-old. Who wanted the old Prime Minister there? By 5 year come time him a 70. What wanted the old Prime Minister there for rule him? What him a go do? Somebody tell me. What kind of new ideas him a go bring at 75-year-old? At 70-year-old? Tell me. Eh? Andrew for just go like Chavi say with the Justice Minister. Just 2 of them go on. We already know what gonna happen. See? Them are gonna stuck on the whole CCJ business and Barbados got independence. Barbados still a use Privy Council. I believe Trinidad still a use Privy Council. See? And they have executive presidents. See? So Jamaica can gain independence, stay in the Commonwealth, and still use the Privy Council. Why not? We have been using it for years and it works. See? They are not taking any sides. When the paper reach England and they look on it, then look at the facts. See? Did Marlon Richards steal the mango? Boy, you know, say somebody take up a mango and put aside a Marlon Richards. And them a look upon the facts. See? And at that them deal with the Privy Council. I don't see no need for the CCJ. The CCJ was conceptualized because PJ Patterson and him Cumby leads them. Or in Cumberlows. They could not get their way with the Privy Council. They don't have no sway over it. They can't tell it what to do. The CCJ, they will be able to tell the CCJ what to do. And that is the difference. And that is why they want the CCJ. See? Mark Golding want the CCJ because the CCJ was conceptualized at the Norman Manley's law school. That is where the idea came from. I don't know, say a PNP law school that. See? So that is what they want the CCJ because they want to be credited with starting up the Caribbean Court of Justice and moving Jamaica to it. No, we don't want it. Because we don't trust them. All of them are criminal like a PNP them. And all of the lawyer them and the judge them will work at CCJ. You know, guess and tell me in the comment section how which law school they go. All the judge and the lawyer them will work at CCJ. You know, guess and tell me how which law school they go. I see which one I want to have high IQ in the comment section. Eh? Anybody with high IQ in the comment section, you know, guess and tell me how which law school. All of the judge and lawyer them where they in a CCJ will work at CCJ go. You're bright, Melody, man. Janet, you're bright too. Eh? You're bright too. Beverly Clark, you're bright. Charlene, you're bright too. Caroline, you're bright. Eh? Norman Manley, law school. So, just by the virtue of that, we know say the CCJ is already skewed. We can't do that to we people them. See? See the same cartel where they hug up. As Privy Council, him have to go get justice so he could have free like Travis say. See? He never get no justice at Jamaica. And this is why I tell you say the Jamaican court they not ready yet. Because look pan jury tampering, evidence with the phone tampering, and the Jamaican court still never even look upon that. They don't want to see it. Them they sitting there in any major foreign country is grounds for dismiss the case. See? Just because it is not in the interest of being fair. So whether I did do it or not, because we know say he probably do it. You know? But when you go to court deal with evidence and facts, and that then deal with. It's plain and simple as that. So the CCJ is just another arm of the PNP, just like JFJ and NIA and TAJ and no, not TAJ, where teacher something name. Yeah, TAJ, the Teacher Association of Jamaica or something like that. See? All of those PNP ghettos. JTA, and the Taxi Association of Jamaica. The Police Federation used to lean PNP as well. I don't know if they still do that. You know. So many of these things, the IC, all of those are PNP ghettos, my people. So we need to run them with right in front of we. You know. Luther look like him a look one man this evening. You know say no fishing over here, Luther. We not too love man over the live here, you know. Luther Clark. You know, so you can lift up prayer, so. You see me? All of these entities, they are the PNP ghetto my people, is a PNP garrison, all of them. And they are fretting now because this third term means that JLP will remove them A lot of them will get removed now and be replaced with persons who are neutral. Because JLP is the one who practiced clean politics in Jamaica all the years. PNP always in a war and bother. You see how them behave so now? I saw them used to behave in the 70s. See how them behave now, Mark Gold I see him so they used to behave in the 70s and 80s. See? Then it calm down, look a bit under PJ. See? But now then come back again. I see him so they used to behave in the 70s and 80s. Exactly how they are behaving now. So I don't know nothing new, my people. And they need to be refreshed and be renewed. And we need a third party. If we can get in one third party and squeeze out the PNP. You know? But Jamaica tribal for that anyway. But anyway, my people, I've done an hour and a half for dinner this evening. I need to get to bed because I'm going to work tomorrow. See? I will soon in the morning. See? So big up on yourself. Big up all 433 persons who is here. Please subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. Big up all 205 persons that gave me a thumbs up. That gave me a thumbs up thus far. Guys, when the videos are posted, and watch the video them, and see the ads them I play. You don't have to watch a long one them, but you see, just watch the ads, my people. See? So now help me by watching the ads. See? So just watch the ads them. Do me a beg you know. Alright. Me will soon in the morning. Big up on yourself. Shower labor rights.